welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
It's funny, you watch that confidence and watch what you all were together.
Yeah.
For you, it must have been really difficult to get to the stage where you think, do you know what, the guys aren't here, I don't want to do this anymore.
I think I was at that stage about a year ago, and I didn't really know we were going to lose Robin. You know, that was a sort of probably 6 months, maybe 7 months before when I actually found out, before he passed.
Yeah.
So that was very tough. Really tough for Mum, you know, because she's lost 3 boys.
I know.
But you know, somehow you've got to go on. Somehow you've got to live your own life. And my family's huge, and they're great spiritual strength. You know, they sort of kicked me. My wife sort of said, "Get up and do something, and stop anguishing."
Yeah.
You know, and that got me back into the music. And
was that what you needed? You needed to kick up the bum?
Yeah, there's a better term. It's a bit stronger. We can't use it. Yeah.
And getting back into the music, having not done it for a while, I mean, how did that feel, stepping back out there and doing it on your own?
Well, we did do a show at the Hard Rock in Miami as a sort of a let's find out. Over time, I managed to put together the most amazing band, and we all got to know each other really well. And Sammy, Morris's daughter, and my eldest son, Stephen, are all part of that, and they all perform. They're both incredible talents. And so it's still family, you know. It's more of a bit more of a show band now, you know. I don't see my brothers, but I know they're there.
Yeah.
And the music is therapy. Music is therapy.
When you as a family, as a bunch of brothers, what were you like? Similar, dissimilar personalities?
We all similar, but all very different. And like any set of brothers or sisters, you know. And don't forget, Andy was also, it's 4 brothers, it's not 3,
of course.
You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I always feel that the Bee Gees were 4 brothers.
He was only 30 when you lost him.
He was only 30, yes.
Yeah.
Andy was a bright spark and a lovely kid, you know, but he'll always be 30, you know, and that's how you have to think of it. Morris was very extrovert, had his own problems in life, but told everybody about them, you know. Robin was a great thinker, you know, and a great warrior. Robin would go from one end of the spectrum to the other, you know. He could be the funniest person you've ever known to the most unhappy person you've ever known.
Where do you fit into the mix?
I'm more like the guy who tried to watch out for everybody because I'm the eldest, you know, and you assume that role. So I did, and all through life that was sort of that's what I had to do. Make sure we got paid, make sure, you know, someone had to do that, and no one else really wanted to. So.
I was reading somewhere that you said recently that because Morris and Robin were twins, that actually it kind of in a way prepared you for their loss, because you always felt slightly separated because they had that twin thing, they had that thing together.
I guess it's the nature of the family. I mean, the eldest brother has a sort of a good psychological position. The youngest brother has a good psychological position. It's the ones in between that tend to run into strife.
You obviously have such a massive amount of support from family, but also from your fans as well. And you've noticed that when you go out on stage with this very new and different dynamic for you, that they really got behind you.
They have, and Australia was wonderful because that's where we grew up, and so they knew us as children. You know, we were children on television. We were a totally different thing than England. You know, no one got to know us here until we were in our 18, 19 years old. But there we were toddlers on television. I was very lanky and skinny, and Morris and Robin were very tiny. So if we did a show, the first TV show we ever did was in Brisbane, and they had to put Morris and Robin on T-shirts. So that we'd all fit into the shot, you know.
What about creatively then, being on your own and now thinking about new material? What sort of direction? You can take it in any direction you like.
Well, I've been working with Stephen, my eldest, and with Ashley, and we've been writing for about 6 months, 8 months, and we've got about 6 songs that are sort of ready to attack in the studio, but I've gone really sour on digital music. I don't like digital anymore. I want to go back to tape. So I'm refitting my studio at home with the the old way, the old way. I miss what comes from making a record, which is white noise and excitability, which when you watch a film, you'd rather watch it on film than watch it in high definition. And if I was watching Ben-Hur, I don't want it to look that clear. I want it to look the way it was otherworldly.
Well, that's why we won't let this show go HD, because us first thing in the morning,
yeah,
no one wants to see that in HD. You know?
Got me.
You are, the Mythology Tour is September the 21st, you're in Birmingham at the LG Arena, then you go to Dublin on the 25th, then you're in Manchester on the 29th, you're at the O2 on October the 3rd. These are big venues. How do you feel about playing these big venues?
A little terrified, a little nervous, but you know, it's a very solid show, and I think everyone who comes will have a great night, because it's such a spectrum of music, such a spectrum of songs. I have a lady named Beth Cohen who will do some of the Streisand songs with me, and it's quite varied, and I think I would go and see it. I'll go sit in the audience.
Would you? Well, don't do that, because it'd be really quiet on stage. You brought your guitar. I did. It would be crazy for us not to ask you to, in some way, make use of it.
I was hoping you would ask me.
I know.
We're going to say thank you very much indeed. Best of luck with the Mythology Tour, and we're just going to sit back and let you play.
OK.
Thank you, Mr. Barry.
I'll do something really old.
Concert.
This is a song that Michael Bublé just recorded, and his new album, so I thought it might be appropriate. And it was written for Otis Redding. That's how long ago. So, OK. There's a light, certain kind of light, never shine on me. I want my life to be live with you, live with you, and there's a way. Everybody sing to do each and every little thing, but what good does it bring if I ain't got you? Ain't got you, and baby, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody, the way I love you. That'll do.
That was lovely. Thank you.
That'll do.
The sound of my youth.
I know, it's amazing.
Sound of my youth.
Thank you very much indeed.